Caitlin Clark calls out the media and gets backup from Obama. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark took the correct stance about coverage around her, with some help from former USA President Barack Obama. Caitlin Clark is rightfully pushing back against attacks on her character and the way she has been covered in the media. "I think there's a false characterization of who I am sometimes," Clark said in an interview with ESPN's Malika Andrews from WNBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago. "I get people have a job to do, but at the same time, don't make accusations about my character and who I am when you don't know me," she added. The Indiana Fever star specifically called out the media for how things around her have been framed. "I feel like media and journalism have a responsibility to tell the stories. A lot of times you guys are the ones controlling the narratives about what people read and what people talk about it. A lot of that is sometimes so far out of touch with what is reality. And that can be confusing to somebody that's 24 and trying to navigate life and try and help her team win a championship," Clark said. The infamous flagrant foul she was on the receiving end of from Phoenix Mercury star Alyssa Thomas was then brought up, with Clark clearly conveying that the subsequent discourse can weigh on her. "It seems like there's always a moment like that in every season that I've so far," she said in sharing how that should have been handled properly in the moment and quickly moved on from. "When I walk out of the locker room, I shouldn't be not fearful what the conversation is going to be. But it's emotionally exhausting. It's draining. It makes your shoulders tense because people don't want to talk about the basketball. They just want to stir it up and make it something else." Case in point, a recent unhinged column from Nancy Armour of USA Today became a subject of conversation. It's shameful that the piece even made a print, as among other slights at Clark and characterizations of her fans, Armour somehow drew a parallel between Clark pleading for a better whistle from referees and the lynching of 14-year-old Emmett Till in 1955. The idea that anyone could think that, much less write in a major publication, was only further proof of just how far off the rails the conversation around Clark has gone. Barack Obama embrace hopefully signals shift. Clark's plight has not gone unnoticed by former President Barack Obama. Obama made an appearance at WNBA All-Star Media Day and made it a point to offer Clark some words of support and encouragement. "You're great. You're fantastic. Don't let all this nonsense get you down," Obama said after approaching Clark. He then relayed how he didn't get famous until he was older and showing an appreciation from everything she has had to manage at such a young age. "Don't lose that joy. The game is like the game, and you're a hooper." The words from Obama were kind, wise, and correct. Clark is certainly hooping, as are the Fever as a whole. She recently set a career high with 45 points in a win over the Seattle Storm, which was also the first ever 40-point, 10-assist game in WNBA history. Overall, she is fourth in the league in scoring and second in assists, despite having to play under a minutes restriction after return from injury. Indiana has won 5 of 6 games and are on pace to set a new record for points per game. There's absolutely no reason all of that should be overshadowed by media coverage that elevates the worst aspects of social media or takes unjustified shots at Clark as a person and what she stands for. It's nice to see her push back on what Obama appropriately described as nonsense, just like it was heartwarming to see him seek her out to provide encouragement. Hopefully it serves as a way to shift things back where they belong. Basketball. Because there are plenty of great stories to cover there when it comes to Clark and her Fever teammates.